Hey everybody, good evening. It's Scott at Scott Trades on Twitter with StockMarketMentor.com and Crypto Market Mentor and your chart of the day. Want to take a look at the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio? This is ETH BTC. Now what this chart represents is Ethereum's performance versus Bitcoin. When this chart is in an uptrend like it was back here in 2020 and 2021, typically that means you want to be long or leveraged Ethereum and some of the altcoins to outperform Bitcoin. As we know, Bitcoin is one of the best performing assets of all time. And so if you can find a ratio that shows outperformance, then you have a chance to outperform, even in the near term, one of the best performing assets. And so this is a chart that I like to pay attention to really guide me to where I need to put my money. Do I want to be long, heavy in Bitcoin and Bitcoin derivatives, or do I want to be long altcoins, Ethereum, and some of the derivatives around that? And so when this is in an uptrend, you can get some massive performance versus Bitcoin. When it's in a downtrend, like it has been for a couple of years now, that means that you typically want to be long Bitcoin and the Bitcoin stuff, and you don't want to be long altcoins, Ethereum, and stuff like that. So this has been in a pretty prolonged downtrend for a couple of years. You can see it well under the 200-day moving average. That's the black line here on the chart. But just in the past couple of weeks, we've seen a nice rebound here on ETH. We've seen Ethereum come off the lows, and we've seen this ETH BTC chart start to look interesting, which tells me that there might be a chance that we start to see some consistent outperformance in Ethereum and some of the altcoins versus Bitcoin. Now, what we want to see ideally is this ratio above the 200-day moving average. We want to see it get above, stay above, and ideally do it on volume. But pay attention to this date here, Thursday, May the 8th. If I go to ETHUSD, look what happened on May the 8th. We had a massive move here on Ethereum where it ran $395 in a single day. And so if you're paying attention to Ethereum, you can really position yourself for outperformance versus Bitcoin and some of the Bitcoin derivatives. Now we see Ethereum back above the 200-day moving average right now. We see ETHA back above the 200-day moving average right now. And so while we're waiting for the ETH BTC ratio to get back above the 200-day moving average, the actual assets are already doing that. And so I think it's just a matter of time before we see ETH BTC back above the 200-day moving average, and that means you want to be long and heavy Ethereum and some of the altcoins like Solana, AVAX, Chainlink, and the like. So pay attention to ETH BTC and watch for a break of this downtrend back above the 200-day moving average. That could signal that alt season is finally here. So that's just one of many things we're looking at right now over at Crypto Market Mentor. If you want to learn about and trade digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, check us out. Go to StockMarketMentor.com/crypto. I hope to see you there.